And here we have part 2 to my April haul video. The first one, which will be just before this video, is the carded stuff that I picked up, and now this video will be more of the blue cards and the loose stuff, along with a few other brands. So we'll just get right into it here, see if I get a good viewing angle on this, and hopefully everybody can see what you want to see. So a couple cars that are pretty standard. Not really true blue cards. They've got the faded card where it goes blue to white at the bottom. Still got the blue card numbers on the bottom. Pretty rough shape. These are all going to be openers. And those are going to be put on to my 1990 to 94 blue card collection wall, which I'm trying to fill in with pretty much all the variations I can get my hands on without spending too much money, that is, because some of the variations are quite expensive. And several of these variations that we're going to look at here are among those expensive ones, including this Shadow Jet F3, number 19 on the blue cards. This one has a blue F3 on the back, and the very common version has F3 in purple tampo, so something to keep your eye out there. Just another alien. This one's the 5-spoke, so quite often with the blue cards and the numbered collector cars there was lots of variations, especially with wheels, as you can see here. We've got a 5-dot and 5-spoke. There's a whole bunch of those. Some of the harder wheel variations to find in the blue cards are the silver hot ones and the gold hot ones on otherwise fairly standard castings, such as the Zombot. And you can see it's got the silver hot one wheels on it. And same with the Shark Bruiser. Focus. There we go. And the Flash Fire. That one's commonly with the Ultra Hot wheels, which are the wheels like this car here. They've got the 3 hatch marks through on each side. Those are the Ultra Hot wheels. And another silver hot one variation of the Ratmobile. So generally with those ones you can spend about $5 more per variation because of the silver hot ones. However, in the case of these Mercedes 380 SELs, there we go. You've got one with the gold hot ones on the bottom and one with the silver hot ones on the top. Number 92, the blue card. The silver hot one, that's about a $15 to $20 car on a good card. The gold hot one version, found nowhere else other than the Parkin Plate. I think it's the Parkin Plates of 1990. That's a hard one to come by, and I had to put out about $30 to get this one on the card. I would have preferred to have it loose, but really you can search all day unless you get one of those big bulk lots on eBay where there's something hiding that no one else sees. You really have to just buy them on the card because there's no other way of getting such a rare piece. So, T-bucket, Blackwall version, 5-spoke version. Vector Avec Tech WX3 with the 5-spoke. This one's commonly with the Ultra Hot wheels. And more uncommonly than just Ultra Hot wheels, this one has a color variation of the roof versus the body. The body is more of a pinkish purple, and the top of the roof is more of a silver purple. So the common one is all kind of the same color. Interesting. Something you'd hardly ever see unless you had it in your hand. So these ones I've lined up my castings that I already owned loose next to them. They're a bit more of an interest car. So you've got the common Toyota MR2 with silver Ultra Hots. This one has the chrome 4 fog lights on the front. And the more common version does not have the fog lights chrome. You can see they're black, just the same as the chassis. So, something to look for there. And then finally, a variation of the wheels, the silver hot ones on this 122 with the silver chromed fog lights. There may well be more variations of that I'm not aware of, but that's enough of that for the MR2. Here's a common 1990 Nissan 300ZX with opening doors. Pretty cool casting. Not too many Hot Wheels with the opening doors. Anyways, this one would have come with gold Ultra Hots as well, and I actually just saw that car sell for $200 on the card from the same seller that I got all this stuff from. And here is the second rarest piece, which is the silver hot one version of the burgundy colored Custom Z. Also came out in purple, not quite as rare, not nearly as rare actually. Here's another Tampo variation that it's going to be very difficult for people to find by buying these online. This VW Bug number 65 has a pale blue outline of the flames. So we'll see if we can zoom in on that in a second here. And by comparison, here's my dark blue outline flames. This probably isn't going to work. We'll try this once and see what happens. I don't have quite the right lighting here. Let's forget it. Take my word for it. That's what that is. So pretty cool. The seller had all three for sale. I only needed the pale blue. The other one was, I forget what the variation was, but I just really wanted to have the two different blues on that one. Here's a very common piece. The Super Scraper in enamel purple. I think there's just too much going on this table for this new camera to focus. I've not really been completely pleased with it, but I'm gonna have to learn more about the manual stuff. Anyways, that's the purple common one. Here is the metallic purple one. Much harder to come by. Not overly pricey, but these variations usually ran me about $20 each, so it did add up. But okay, here we've got the this tow vehicle. I forget what it's called. It's Kenworth, I believe. Dream cars on the back. Actually, it'll say right here. Ramp truck. This one's got the clear windows. You can see the posts through the front windscreen, whereas the common one has the black windscreen. So quite a bit rarer to get that one, especially on the card. And speaking of more rare variations, we've got not only a rare car on this card, but it is an experimental card from 1989, just prior to the blue cards being released. It's got the clear windshield on the custom Corvette. This would be about a C5. Unpunched, so never hit a shelf. And here's the common variation you're going to find, which is same color but with a blue tint windscreen. I've been after this car for a long time, and you could probably make a custom of it pretty easily, but to have one on the experimental card, unpunched, in great shape, nice little conversation piece for my conversation piece of a collection. Okay, finally, the Chevy Stalker. This one, very common car, has got, well, normally a common car. Here's the common one. If you look closely, just aft of the front wheel, it's got 5 little tampos: Goodyear, STP, Bell, Valvoline, something else, Union. But now look at this one. In the package, so we know it hasn't been buggered with, but it's got just 3 tampos: Goodyear, Valvoline, and the other one, Bell. Not a pricey variation for me to acquire this, but you could make one yourself, I'm sure, if you wanted to, just to have that complete collection. You can see the difference there. And I'll be opening that one because it's on a terrible card, so I don't really care too much about the card on that one. Here we've got the common 80s Firebird, all yellow. You can see the taillights are yellow. Here's the uncommon version. the taillights are actually part of the chassis, so they're black plastic and they stick out. Kind of interesting. This would have been from an earlier release of the 80s Firebird that was an international release. So somehow some of those bodies got into the paint jobs and got put on the mainline castings for North America. And that's that. So let's move some of these cars out of the way and we'll get into the vintage. Well, I was going to get straight into the vintage here, but I just thought I'd show you guys. I'm a true collector. These are the only carded ones I've saved from the ones I just showed you. Oh, the horror. All those blue cards. And I didn't even have my special Coke to help me open them. So, there you go. Opened up and displayable the way I like to see them. A little easier to show you guys what I'm talking about too with some of these tempo variations. You can see the Volkswagen on the left is a dull red, the one on the right is a bright red, and a slight tempo change. Dark blue on the left, light blue on the right. There's those Firebirds. And the Stalkers with the tempo change behind the front wheel. There's the MR2s. The Nissans. That really cool Spectre or Metal Flake purple truck. Both F3s. There's the rare blue F3 on the left. The one that was just in a card only minutes ago. The right F3 is the purple one. A couple of my 56 flash siders and aliens opened up, along with the ramp truck. And all my silver Hot One variations of these futuristic cars and hot rods. And finally the Avtech cars here. All three variations that I have. Now the 5-spoke, the one I had before is in the middle here. An all purple one, same color as the 5-spoke. And the one on the end with the darker purple paint and more silver purple plastic roof piece. Now let's get into some of this other stuff that we have to show you, such as these Matchbox cars. And I'll be opening these up too, I think, with maybe the exception of this Star Collection Taxi. It's just so dated. That's from a show back in the 70s. This one was released in 97, this car. Look at, they've got Grease, Happy Days, MASH, Taxi, The Brady Bunch, Mission Impossible. Hardly anybody watches that stuff anymore. Can't even find it on TV unless you've got those old retro channels. And these cars come with a cool actual Matchbox that you'd be able to fit your police car in. They're highly detailed, rubber tires. 1 of 25,000 doesn't scream rare to me, so I think I'm going to enjoy these more loose, and the packaging, yeah, other than having the Matchbox with it, it's really not terrific. Not worth the real estate on my walls as it is, because real estate on my walls is at a premium. There's not much of it. So we'll open those things up now for you. Get a quick look at them. But first, we'll have another look at the vintage, which I keep promising you. And now, as promised, let's look at some of the vintage cars I've acquired this past month. And then finally we'll finish the video with a few of the Greenlights and AutoWorlds and Ertls and Johnny Lightnings that I've got to round out the collection. So to start with, we've got this super van, or khaki cooler as it's called. It's a military van from about 1976, and it's got a metal base. It also came out with a chrome plastic base. Maybe this was the 74. The chrome plastic I think was 76. Anyways, this replaces a somewhat chipped up version that I had before. Very nice C10 version of that. And here we've got the Gunslinger. This one's got the clip on the window for the gun, as you can see right there. The 1974 version does not have the clip. That's the only sign between this one, the 76, and the 74 version. The 74 is the rarer piece, harder to come by, just because of the lack of a clip. But this is, in this condition, I would say this is extremely hard to come by. There's not a flea bite on it, so I've really been trying to get the best stuff for my collection lately as it nears completion. And what do we have here? As Cracker Jack would call this, a green bean. And yes, he did send me one a couple months ago, back around Christmas. Beautiful piece. But really, I couldn't pass on this one when I saw it come up for sale on eBay. Almost as good as condition as you can get in a loose, uncarded version for a $700 listing price vehicle. I got it for less than half of that, so I was pretty happy. And it's extremely hard to come by in this kind of condition. It's got a chrome plastic base. You can see it's in excellent condition. The wheels are fully chromed, and just a beautiful. This is the Baja Bruiser from 1976, an alternate color vehicle. And I'm going to be making a video on specifically my alternate colored vehicles only, shortcoming, or coming soon anyways. And just talking about what is an alternate vehicle, what makes them so rare, and which ones are there out there for you to look for in your collection if that's what you're looking for. Here's a very difficult piece to find called the Odd Rod. It's got the Redline wheels. It's come out in a couple different colors, and in different countries it comes out with slightly different variations of the wheels. For instance, there's a France or a Mexico version, I think, Mexico version, that has all large wheels, all Blackwall. This one here is the classic Redline from the mainline version, 1975 I believe. Looks like it would have been a blister pull. The die cast is still shiny, so that's an interesting piece. Here you've got the what is it called? The 55 Alive. It's a 1955 Nomad, super chrome, Redline, hood cast shut. Some of these had an opening hood. The 1974 version would have had an opening hood. This is the 1976 version with the hood cast as one with the body. Pretty much as mint as you can get, especially for a super chrome. They tend to tarnish over time and get paint flakes and whatnot, but not that one. Here's a Poison Pinto that I got straight from Japan. One of the first vintage Hot Wheels I've ever purchased straight from Japan, as it would turn out. This Poison Pinto is mint as it can be. Looks like a mirror. And it's got the Canada, US patent pending base, which is to be expected, and I have others to verify that there is no difference between this Japanese released Poison Pinto and any other Poison Pinto of the time and era. Only thing is, it comes with this ultra cool Matchbox size original Poison Pinto packaging with Japanese writing on it, which is just really cool. I sure hope this is Japanese. That would be very embarrassing if it wasn't. Anyways, it is an international piece. Those are the Redlines I picked up. Blackwalls. Oh! Wow, that just went right off the table. There it is. Good old Torino Stalker. I must have about 50 of these. But whenever you find one in as good a shape as this for $3, might as well buy it. And here's an interesting little Speed Machines car from 1984 or no, 1983, I believe. Talked about Speed Machines in some of my other videos. It's actually a Rockbuster is the name of the casting. Just a cool little piece. And not a Blackwall, we've got a gold hot one here. Opening doors on this 1984 rendition of a 300ZX. Awesome car. I actually own one of these in real life. It's in my garage. Mine is red, and love that car. But here's a beautiful little casting of it. This would be about the 1989, I believe, or 88 release of this 300ZX. And these cars had suspension on them, opening doors, all metal. Truly one of the best castings Hot Wheels had. So that is the Hot Wheels, and we'll take a quick look at the now defunct brand of Johnny Lightnings. I'm still collecting some of the ones I'm missing. Here's a International Scout with opening hood on. It actually opens the other way. It opens facing forward, but anyways, it's got off-road suspension, real rider tires, just a really neat little piece. Love these International Scouts. And here is one of my favorite Johnny Lightning castings ever. I've got about 3 or 4 of these now. It's the Jeep Grand Cherokee Wagoneer version. Opening hood, opening tailgate, rubber tires, all metal. Super cool. And while we're on Johnny Lightnings, here is a Gold Series John Deere Tampo of the 69 Chevy Blazers. Hard to believe that's a 69. I would have guessed 10 years later, but there you have it. And we've got this car here, a Camaro. Beautiful white on white Camaro with black interior. And this car. Oh boy, isn't that nice. It's got an engine in the back, mid-engine. An engine in the front. Oldsmobile. I'm not sure if that's actually an engine. Is that an air scoop or what it is, but interesting little Hearst machine. And let's see, we've got a couple Greenlights here for you. These are brand new. Greenlight, one of my favorite new brands of vehicles. Got a 77 Dodge Royal Monaco here with an opening hood. Real rider tires. Appropriate scale as all the rest of these cars. Hot Wheels, Johnny Lightning, Greenlight. And a 67 Chevy Impala 4-door with rust on it in the front quarter panels and rocker panels. Steely rims with no hubcaps. Very cool piece. Opening hood. Super detailed motor. Love these cars. Individually numbered. Here's another, it looks like a project in progress, but it's actually a Greenlight. And it's from, I think it's a 15 or 20 car set known as the Hollywood set. I only bought this one car just because I really liked the kind of the rusted up look of it and the feel with the different colored fenders and the steel rim versus the hubcaps on the back, and really cool. It would look great in my junkyard. Now these pieces here are, well, first we'll just get through these. Greenlight, that's what it looks like on the package. County roads. There's the 67. There's a 67 Ford Bronco. Super cool. I only bought one of these, so I haven't opened it. I probably won't, but let's get into the Ertls. This here is a Dodge Ram 2500. Opening hood. Alright, well, it opens. Kind of a little bit more, the tampo, it leaves a little bit to be desired on these. It's got a cool detailed grille with the Dodge symbol, but the headlights and taillights are just painted silver. So other than the badging, these are not that detailed, but they do have real rider tires, authentic rims, plastic base. They are the proper scale. I mean, this is a big truck, and you can see next to a big car, it looks right. So they're made by Ertl. They are 1/64 scale. You can buy them online. If you're wondering where you can buy this stuff, I buy it online. I'm sure you can get it elsewhere, but I get my stuff online. Sometimes you get them in farming stores. This here has got the hay wagon behind it. It's the same truck. The hay wagon opens. It's all metal. It's pretty cool. Hard to see because it's all black. The pin fits right into the back. All these trucks have a trailer pin on it. You can get various trailers for these things. Great for your dioramas. Pretty cool pieces. Very hefty. I've got a few of these. And here's an Ertl on the card. This is a dealership promo for New Holland. Dodge Ram 2500. So there you go. Finally, if you watched my AutoWorld video that I released about 3 weeks ago, I had bought 3 cases of AutoWorlds, and I got 2 chases in 3 cases, which I was ecstatic about. But I needed to get the to complete the collection, since they are very limited. I needed the base color model, so here it is. This is the white wagon that would replace my metallic red chase vehicle, and clearly a very cool car. Here is the red Pontiac Trans-Am that replaces my, again, metallic red chase piece. And just to finish this video off, Hot Wheels version of the Pontiac Trans-Am from the Cool Classics line of cars, which we've all seen, so won't spend too much time here. There's a favorite, one of my favorites from the line, is the Toyota 1987 Toyota pickup from the Cool Classics line of Hot Wheels. And that will do it for my April haul video. We shall see what I have in May, and maybe definitely look forward to that Hot Wheels alternate color variations video coming up on my vintage, extremely rare Hot Wheels from 74 to 76 in the alternate color. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy hunting.